got some freight today. Says just connect battery. That's easy enough. One here. And where does this guy go? It goes right in there.
Where am I? What year is it?
That wasn't in the instructions at all. This is Tony with Revival Racing.
More power!
That's Javis.
More power!
Today we're talking to you about full throttle batteries. Full throttle batteries is a line of AGM high performance batteries. They're built to withstand the harshest environments by using thin plate pure lead technology. You know what else these are packed full of? Compressed cell, built to handle a shock and vibration. They offer all the popular automotive sizes and most power sports sizes. So it doesn't matter if you're racing a Yugo, whether you're in a UTV, a Yugo, or falling off your pallet, full throttle gives you the power to handle today's harshest environments. Whether you want an FT410 for your Honda Talon custom street rod, or if you're looking for more power, put a Group 31 in your trophy truck. I don't know. Maybe you just have a forklift that needs more power. I don't know. Maybe you're doing yoga on a pallet and you just need more power. You've got it. Welcome back to Cut to the Race. I'm Tony.
And I'm Javis, and today we're going to be telling you about a new sponsor, Full Throttle. Woo!
Bam!
And also
our race recap
from La Baja de los Reyes.
El Rey de Las Bajas.
Well, Reyes is kings. King of the Bajas, yeah.
All I did was read it on Ultra Foresight. So, let's see. Where are we going to start?
I think we should start with Full Throttle.
I'm glad you asked. What's Full Throttle? Full Throttle is our top of the line Full Throttle? I'm glad you asked. It's a full line of high performance AGM extreme duty batteries. And I don't know if you've ever been off road, but there's a lot of shock and vibration. So, it's very important that you have a battery that can handle these kind of conditions, because when you're out in the middle of the desert and you're in these kind of conditions, especially with the heat or the cold added on top of that, you don't want to be stranded on the side of the road because of a battery. That's regretfully one of the worst ways to end your day.
And spoiler alert for the race recap that's coming up for El Rey de Baja. You ended up on the side of the road.
I did.
And this battery survived multiple start attempts and got you started back up after the problem was resolved.
It did. And that's with a full array of accessories running, fans kicking on. And yeah, we'll save that for the race recap. Nobody likes a spoiler, okay?
Hey, I said spoiler before I said it.
So, then you're gonna ask me about the race, I guess.
So now I guess I'm gonna ask Tony about the race. So Tony, tell us a little bit about the race. Tell us your ups and downs, your highs, your lows, your ins, your outs, your trees, your grounds. Tell us everything.
Well, if you find our voices irresistible, keep watching. If you find them extremely annoying, you can actually just read this race recap. It's on our Facebook, and it's on our Instagram, and it's on our website, revivalracing.org. But to those that find us irresistible to listen to,
which is most of you,
we're going to tell you about it. So we left Wednesday after work at night. It was dark. Loaded up, left with both cars on the trailer, got to Mexico, got in our house at daylight, roughly. Had a good trip down there. No issues crossing the border, no issues getting down all the way to do our little condo casita casa on the Watero and the El Dorado Ranch, and everything was rolling good. So we rested up, went out to the track, checked everything out. We had some issues with the Stanley Steamer, now Pink Lemonade. So John had to go back and did some repairs while I did a full lap of pre-running. Did about 3 or 4 laps of qualifying pre-running. Did the full course one time. The cool thing is we recorded it. So when I got back, John studied the video recording of the first lap, so he could be prepared for the race. So next thing that happened was we qualified on Friday. Had a few, I wanted to make sure we stayed mid-pack. I didn't want to have any breaks, and this is the second time in the car, so kept a pretty moderate qualifying lap. Qualified, I believe, 8th out of 14 overall that entered. I don't know how many actually ran qualifying. Either way, we started 8th. So John, because the Samurai was not quite finished, we just opted to skip qualifying and start at the back. So race day started first thing in the morning on Saturday. We were down there getting everything set up. Goodall Brothers signed up Saturday morning to pit for us, which was awesome of them because we did not have a pit crew since we were combined now in the same race, which was not expected. Thanks, Ultra 4. But no, Goodall Brothers pitted for us. So we lined up, took off, and let's see, lap 1 was smooth. Did a kind of a studying of lines, more or less. Car felt good. Learned a lot about the car and the track in lap 1. Lap 2 kicked it up a little bit. But we did have a couple mistakes. Not really mistakes. We got caught up in traffic. Got stuck in the dust, and the dust out there it's typical Baja. It's really dusty, and there wasn't a lot of wind, so it's kind of stagnant and getting stuck in it. Got through that, got into the pits, fueled up. It cost us a few minutes. So our lap 2 was actually a little slower than lap 1, mostly due to the fuel stop. But then it was hammer to the floor in lap 3 in the Talon. That was a 42-minute lap. That was roughly 5-ish minutes from the top 3 runners in their fastest lap. So lap 3, we started out strong, hammered down through the rocks, had some cool battles in the rocks, came out ahead of some other guys, made several passes. Then when I was running down the last whoop section, down the power lines, around race mile 18, we actually had the car die completely. No idea why it died, I still don't know. Couldn't find anything wrong, but coasted off the track. Went to start it, thankfully, because of our full throttle battery, everything was good to go, even with the radios, the pumper, the intercooler fan, the aftermarket radiator fan. Everything was on. All the lights, everything was on in the car the whole time. So had plenty of juice, turned it over for probably 30 seconds. It wasn't firing up. Turned everything off, let it sit, and then cranked it over again for several seconds, and turned everything off again, and guess third time's a charm. Cranked it over for several seconds, and finally it fired right up. But I've been in that situation before where you go to start it after everything's been heated up and running all day, and you just don't have the juice unless you have an alternator kit, because these stators don't put out enough to keep up. But this full throttle battery kept us juiced. So we fired up, and I was able to finish the last 4 miles without any issues. So we came in for a 6th place overall finish. That's the best finish we've ever had in an Ultra 4 race. We'd never had any major issues. Never had to get out of the car. Didn't have to hike. But I'll cover the Samurai as well. So we'll switch gears to the Samurai. Samurai started out. I'm speaking for John. He was driving. Started out okay. Felt really good. About 3.5 miles in, it was a big climb, and she started running out of fuel. So with that being the only lane, John made a good decision to get off course, backed it down into a huge ravine, and diagnosed it as a fuel pump. Because I didn't have my radio working, my antenna got ripped off by a tree. I couldn't relay between him and pit, so we couldn't get a fuel pump in time. We only have a couple hours in this race. So just ran out of time to fix it. But after the race was over, we popped a fuel pump in it, drove it back home. So we're looking forward to getting Samurai and the Talon out to Sturgis, South Dakota. For this guy's planning on being there too. Love his pretty little face at a race.
Hey, my face is not little. There ain't nothing little about this face. But it is pretty. And that is an exciting race to look forward to. You know, if we're done with Pink Lemonade, as much as everybody loves Pink Lemonade, I kind of want to backtrack for just a second, because you said that you didn't have to get out of the vehicle at all, which reminded me of a reason that you probably should have, but still didn't have to. I think that our good old Talon ended up on its side for a second, right? I don't know if you're intentionally trying to like avoid this, but we need to confront this because you ended up on your side and didn't even have to get out to fix it.
No.
Please explain how awesome it is and why.
So we'll have to go to the whiteboard to explain the physics, but if you look right here, we'll actually just skip over that. And we'll look at the actual momentum that I had and the velocity coming into the turn and the jaunty angle of the huge, massive, and I mean huge, massive ruts that were starting to form. You'll see that with that momentum, we were just gonna carry off course at an angle, a sideways angle, a bad angle, and I did. And I came off, and I actually landed on my side and ripped my window net and almost ripped one of the bolts on the roof off and slid. But the coolest thing about this Talon, and I found it out on accident, and I hopefully don't have to do this again, was it uses ABS, which is on your car. And it's a pretty advanced, cool technology. It's been around a long time, but it's on the Talon, right? And that's what they use to work your four-wheel drive system in the front. Being on my side, and that front tire being on its side, I was able to turn the wheel and get in the gas, and that ABS locked that wheel that was up in the air and sent power to the other wheel automatically, which I could not do in my other car, because I've tried. And it actually picked me back up and set me back on my wheels.
No probs either.
No probs. I literally just drove back on course like nothing happened, and there was not a single person to watch. It was really saddening because that was probably the coolest thing that I've ever done in a car.
That's it.
I guess that's it.
Man, I'm kind of tired of this. I'm ready to just flip the pallet, throw the camera, and just walk away.
It's probably bad for the camera.
Yeah. But the camera sucks.
Yeah.
Not really. You're good.
Here. I'm done.
Kind of good. But just like that, you're just gonna up and leave? All right, it's cool. Hey, welcome to Cut to the Race. I'm Javis, and today we're doing a la carte, We're gonna be practicing meditation and yoga. So I'd like everybody to become one with nature. I'm just kidding. Don't. We don't need to be foo-foo. Yoga can be manly too. The sprinklers are on. Okay, yeah, he's gone. It's all right. We're gone too. Let's get out of here. Let's go.